It's Jessica from Adventures with Three Girls, and I'm going to be cooking, and I thought I'd do a vlog today. We'll see how this works. I'm using my iPhone, so today we're going to be doing a no meatloaf, or no meat meatloaf, made with tempeh from one of my favorite cookbooks. Here it is, the Skinny Bitch cookbook. So I love that. Okay, so we are going to start. I have some grapeseed oil, 2 tablespoons. Ooh, that's bright. Heating up on the stove, and I am going to use some, trying to find a good spot here. There I am. Tempeh for this. I got the soy version. It's just ground up pressed soy, and we're going to use this instead of a ground meat. These are really a pain. You're going to need 2 packs of these. They're really a pain to get into. So I already got into one, along with my carrots and 1 carrot grated and 2 celery stalks cut up, and then crumble up 2 packs of the tempeh. This is 1 pack. Here it is. And Samantha's head. All right, so I'm going to crumble up that other pack and then saute all of this together. Okay, so now while the tempeh and the vegetables are sauteing, I'm going to get together the dry ingredients. I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of rolled oats, which are, there's Samantha. She's going to move so I can see it. Rolled oats. And
it's a long one.
A 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, which looks like that. It's a powder. Nutritional yeast is a good source of B vitamins, so that if you're vegan, that's a place to get your vitamin B12 specifically.
Why not me?
And then we're going to add, hang on a second, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. These are just plain breadcrumbs. They're vegan. They do say vegan. And there's Samantha. You can also get Planko breadcrumbs or Planko. I'm not sure how those are pronounced. They're more, they're made out of the centers of the bread, so there's no crust, so they're a little moister. And then we are going to add a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, Kikkoman. I need 2 hands to do this, so I'll be right. Just added my 1/3 cup, or 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of ketchup. So and then this recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of tahini. I do not have tahini. I keep forgetting to buy it, so I'm going to get something else that's a little liquidy and a little thick. Tahini is a little bit thick, and I'm going to use teriyaki sauce. It should taste just fine. All right, so that's where we are right now. We're getting the dry ingredients, the wet ingredients together, and we're sauteing some vegetables. We have our vegetables sauteing, which look like that. There they are. And I added to them a teaspoon each of dried thyme and dry oregano. If I had dried basil, I would add a teaspoon of that too. I also added salt and pepper to it. I'm not usually a big salt person. I don't usually cook with salt at all. But I found cooking vegan, you need to add the salt, otherwise it doesn't taste very good. So things are a little bland without the salt. So add the salt. It's not going to be a salty food. And so after that's done, we sauteed the vegetables and the tempeh for about 5 minutes before I added the spices. Saute them for another 3, and then I'm going to mix together all the ingredients into that bowl to make my no meat meatloaf. Right, so I mixed together my sauteed vegetables as well as all the tahini and the oats and all of that stuff, and it came out looking like that. So I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes, and then it'll be nice and cooked. I'm sure you could eat it just like this. And the nice thing about cooking vegan is you can taste it before you put it in the oven because there's no raw meat in it. So you can make sure that your seasonings are okay. One of the things about vegan cooking is the color and the texture. People, you know, like meatloaf to look like meatloaf. So that's part of the soy sauce, gives it kind of a brown texture instead of kind of a pasty white, weird vegetable-y texture. So, yeah, so that's one of the tricks, is to use things that color your food a little bit so that it looks normal if you're going to feed it to someone who isn't vegan, like, say, my husband. So we'll see if I can trick him tonight. I don't think I will, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going to pop it in the oven, and I'll be back in 45 minutes to show you what it looks like. This is what your meatloaf, this is your meatloaf, your no meatloaf will look like when it comes out of the oven. And this is what it looks like cut. You've got your no meatloaf right there and your vegan mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, meatloaf and mashed potatoes, yummy. And so that's your dinner. Pretty simple, very good, healthy. Enjoy.